As mentioned earlier, that will be
Kajiado and Kitui. 4.5 million people in
membership certificate for you to be cleared to vie. You as our patron. We are really honored and allow me to acknowledge our partners who are here. We have Mr. Daniel Omar Hassan, who is the president of the Somali Red Crescent. This is, to the ICRC and to the IFRC, and it's an honor for us in Kenya because we accrue even more benefits than them being in other countries, and we must have a very strong partnership, and we are looking at what else we can do together to see how we can continue to support people. You will also be finalized and passed so that it can give us, out of the other, the International Red Cross movement is able to release some resource upon our agenda, and I can confirm that Kenya Red Cross will be the International Federation of Red Cross Red Crescent, and this is something, most of them are young people. So they are positive change in their communities.
Acute food insecurity and require immediate relief assistance. 900 and
other partners as well to ensure that we train them on leadership skills. Asante sana, and we really appreciate this gesture.
Our role in also supporting our other national societies to that the climate change has even affected Your Excellency. Around this country, and we are there to support you. The third, in a few days, ukuje tu uone kampuni yetu, you will see what we have done. So thank you very much. May God bless you.
As a government, apart from dealing with the current situation of drought, we are also making sure that we have continuous, sustained, predictable supply of food in our country, and that is why we are investing in fertilizer, we are investing in good quality seed, we have a huge program on irrigation, and we will be working with the Kenya Red Cross and other humanitarian organizations to build capacity in our communities, even as we build the infrastructure to harvest water. And we have said that the first 100 dams are already in the works with our Ministry of Water and Irrigation, because we want to bring at least double the area under irrigation from 670,000 to 1.5 million acres in the next 3 years, and begin the journey to exploit the full potential of 3 million acres to be put under irrigation in our country as a mechanism of ensuring that we have constant, predictable supply of food, both for human beings and for our livestock, as we seek to create a country that is sustainable and that is food secure. We are going to work together with Red Cross. I remember we went to Elgeyo Marakwet with Red Cross. They had a program there. Unfortunately, that program was overrun by cattle rustlers, but I want to promise you we will put cattle rustlers in their place, and we will make sure that those programs come to support communities in those areas. Asanteni sana, I wish you well, and you have my support. Asanteni. Thank you. The Red Cross movement has lived up to its founding values, bringing much relief and hope to people tormented by anguish and despair. The Kenya Red Cross Society is the local standard bearer of this magnificent tradition. Through the enactment of the Kenya Red Cross Societies Act of 1965, the government affirmed its credentials as a voluntary organization and recognized its role as a vital auxiliary to the public authorities mandated in the humanitarian field. Today, the Society's contribution to humanitarian emergency response is indispensable. In the pursuit of sustainability, it has extended its role to the facilitation of communities in alleviating human suffering and the promotion of communities' well-being, health, and resilience. Through these endeavors, the Society has translated the powerful language of humanitarianism to our local situation. I applaud your efforts in building an organization that exemplifies passion and compassion. Under disaster risk management, the Society works to minimize adverse effects of calamities by enhancing preparedness, implementing mitigation measures, and developing effective response mechanisms. The recently launched ground offtake of slaughter program across 13 drought-stricken counties brings together the Kenya Meats Commission and the Kenya Redcross in a salient example. It aims at mitigating pastoralist losses from livestock deaths while relieving hunger and malnutrition in our arid and semi-arid rangelands by purchasing 27,000 livestock to assist nearly 270,000 households keep the drought at bay. At the same time, I am aware that the Society runs a robust health, nutrition, and social service program which targets households affected by conflict and drought. COVID-19 worsened already desperate conditions in certain parts of our country that were ravaged by insecurity and drought. Access to life-saving health services was disrupted, and the most vulnerable people were exposed to extreme suffering. This program has also helped many, especially children, get another chance at life and its infinite possibilities. At the heart of the Society's mandate are members and volunteers. Indeed, I understand volunteerism as the foundation of the Red Cross movement, legacy, and vision. I am also aware that the Society has stood with the people of this country in their darkest moments of pain, suffering, and sorrow. Like a true friend, it held our hands when we lost 7 children in a school fire in 2001. You stood with us during drought from time to time, and you have been by our side when our brothers and sisters were killed by criminals in Westgate, Garissa University, and the Dusit 2 Hotel. In these harrowing moments, the Society's solidarity has sown the seeds of hope, which enabled this nation to go forward again. I extend deep appreciation for all the 240,000 members and volunteers of the Kenya Red Cross, wherever they are, for what they have done for our communities and for their readiness to give their best whenever called upon. It is in this spirit of profound admiration, immense appreciation, and tremendous gratitude that I humbly accept your invitation to serve as the patron of the Kenya Red Cross. In so doing, I am aware that this patronage is traditionally conferred to the head of state. Nevertheless, I do not take it for granted, and I want you to know that I am aware of the magnitude of this role and proud to be associated with you. I also commend you for your intention to install all governors as patrons of their respective county Red Cross branches. This will go a long way in strengthening your organizational development by enlarging your regional footprint, thereby enhancing your network of members and volunteers. We are in the grip of the worst drought in 40 years. We have a lot of work to do in mitigating its effects, doing everything we can to ensure no life is lost and building resilience in our communities. Let us therefore advance our collaboration into new domains. We have already deployed 300 million worth of food to 10 most affected ASAL counties. These include Mandera, Wajir, Marsabit, Isiolo, Baringo, Garissa, Turkana, Kajiado, Samburu, and West Pokot. The food included about 20,000 bags of rice, 24,000 bags of beans, and 7,000 cartons of corned beef. The government allocated an additional 900 million for purchase of more food, and the funds were deployed for the procurement of 66,000 additional bags of rice, 88,000 bags of beans, and 60,000 tins of corned beef. Distribution of this food is ongoing in 29 counties. These interventions are being undertaken together with stakeholders, including development partners, UN agencies, international non-governmental organizations, private sector, and local community organizations. We have revamped the county teams that provide the framework for both the private sector, government, development partners, and humanitarian organizations like the Redcross to work together in a seamless manner so that we can reach all corners of the country with food. And I want to say that this morning we have made additional 2 billion shillings available for the intervention on purchase of food under that program, out of which 240 million shillings will be made available to Redcross, in addition to money that has already been pledged by other organizations, KEPSA and Kenya Association of Manufacturers. Yeah, those two organizations have already pledged 340 million shillings that will be given again to Redcross to assist in purchases of food, especially in areas where we have sufficient food stocks because of the harvests, in Western Kenya, in Rift Valley, in Nyandarua, and various other regions where we have food surplus. We have agreed with the management of Redcross that these 600 million shillings, 340 from the private sector and 260 million from government, a total of 600 million shillings will be used in that intervention in the context of what we are doing additionally across the country. The ongoing drought in the country is the worst in 4 decades. It has affected 20 of the 23 traditionally ASAL counties and 45 wards in 9 additional counties in Mount Kenya, Rift Valley, and the Lake Victoria regions are also affected by drought. 11 counties in the traditionally ASAL are in drought alarm phase. This includes Turkana, Marsabit, Samburu, Isiolo, Laikipia, Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, Tana River, Kajiado, and Kitui. 4.5 million people in the ASALs and a further 846,000 in the non-traditional ASAL counties face acute food insecurity and require immediate relief assistance. 942,000 children below 5 years and 135,000 pregnant and lactating mothers require treatment for acute malnutrition. Affected counties are facing acute water shortages, which has severely affected access for domestic and livestock use. Most ASAL counties are facing vegetation deficit, thus limited availability of palatable livestock forage. An estimated 2.5 million livestock deaths have been reported across all species. The national government, as a result, set up a drought emergency team led by my deputy, and they have been in consultation with all the stakeholders from within and without. And I want to thank our development partners and many countries and individuals and organizations that have come through to help us manage this situation. Because the situation is both urgent and the situation is also dire, we have agreed that additionally to the 3.2 billion shillings government already made available, we are making again this morning an additional 2 billion shillings to support this food distribution mechanism. And later in the week, I will be meeting with other development partners to agree on a budget that will support and make sure that no Kenyan suffers death from this intervention. We are also making 200 million shillings available to Kenya Wildlife Service so that they too can support wildlife that are dying in huge numbers in our national parks and in our national game reserves, so that they can track water and other facilities for our wildlife. I also want to say that we are making available corned beef for most of our school-going children in ASAL and arid and semi-arid areas, again to ensure that school attendance is not affected by this current drought. We acknowledge the pattern of extreme climatic conditions, of alternate drought and floods in various parts of the country as being connected to climate change. I request you to use your existing capacity to mobilize communities and volunteers to complement our tree planting program. It is our aim to plant 5 billion trees in the next 5 years, and the initiative rolled out by the Redcross is an excellent start. I expect you to go further and join us in sensitizing our communities about climate change and ways of building resilience through innovative programs to enhance food security. As I assume my new role as your patron, I am encouraged by your legacy of admirable accomplishments and motivated by the prospects of effective and transformative collaboration, even as we stride into a brave new world of challenges unprecedented in type and scale. With your profile as an effective institution, powerfully grounded vision, resonant mission, and formidable body of staff, members, and volunteers, there is every reason to be optimistic. I therefore look forward to a strong, productive partnership in being there for our people to offer relief during emergency and preparedness at all times. I am mindful and highly appreciative of the important role played by the Kenya Red Cross regionally and internationally. We are proud of the enhanced peer-to-peer support that you offer other national societies in various thematic areas. I also take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Aisha Mohammed on her election to the governing board of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Congratulations, madam. This achievement demonstrates the confidence you have internationally and reflect the high regard that the Kenya Red Cross is held globally. I wish you success in your endeavors, and as requested by your governor, I look forward to coming to socialize myself with my new role as your patron and make sure that I understand what my role is, and I also understand how the organization is, and I hope when I come, you will welcome my comments. We have agreed this morning with the management of Redcross that they will specifically work with us in Turkana County and all the other marginal counties in making sure that no corner of any county is left behind and no corner of any of our counties does not have access to food. I look forward to working with you, and as I have said, this morning the government of Kenya has made an additional 2 billion shillings available, and we are looking to work with our development partners to raise an additional 10 billion to be able to manage the current drought and ensure that no part of our country is unfairly affected by drought, and that we manage all the food reserves. I want to, my good deputy has already held the various meetings to make sure that the coordination is seamless and there are no duplications. The county coordination committees have been refocused so that the county governments, the national government, UN agencies, development partners, humanitarian organizations are working together in a seamless manner so that we can not only leverage on the economies of scale, but we also ensure that no part of any county is left behind. I am very confident that with these interventions, working with county governments, working with development partners, and humanitarian organizations like Red Cross, we should be able to tackle this challenge, even as we focus on making sure that we deal firmly and decisively with the effects of climate change.